Thank you, Caroline, and hello, everyone. My name is Mariana Childress-Poli, and I'm the External Communications Officer at Euro-BioImaging, ERIC, as Caroline said. And I'm really happy to be here for these few days to meet with you. Many of you I've met on Zoom before. I see Jean-Yves here, who I've only met in Zoom, so it's a real pleasure to see you in person. And I look forward to exchanging with you. So please do come see me. As Caroline said, I speak French, and it's my pleasure to speak with all of you in French, English, not German, but any other language. And so, yes, I'm also very honored to be here today and represent my team. So the Euro-BioImaging Hub team is it's between 20 and 30 people today. We have team members in Turku, Finland, at Embl, Heidelberg, and also in Torino, Italy. And so I'm here today representing all of those people, so many of whom you're working with on a regular basis. And of course, I want to thank Caroline and Alba for the opportunity to present and for organizing this wonderful meeting. So let me get started. I'm going to start with a question. What is Euro-BioImaging? And all of you here know, of course, but let's just talk about it again. So Euro-BioImaging is a European Research Infrastructure Consortium. That's the ERIC part. And it's dedicated to providing open access to imaging technologies, expertise, training, and other related services. We are publicly funded by our member states, like France, and you can see all of our member states here on the map in green. We function as a gateway, a central access point to 173 of Europe's leading biomedical and biological imaging facilities. These facilities are grouped together as 35 nodes, and France-BioImaging is one of the Euro-BioImaging nodes. And France-BioImaging really sort of echoes the structure of Euro-BioImaging with its own node system. Euro-BioImaging is part of an ecosystem of other research infrastructures, and Jean has already touched on this, but yes, we are part of an ecosystem of research infrastructure consortia in Europe, and these infrastructures offer a wide range of services for life science applications. The services range from mouse models, to drug compound libraries, to biobanks, to imaging for structural biology. And so this is an overview of some of the infrastructures that we're working with on the European level, and you're also working with them, with us, and also on your own level. And it's particularly interesting to work with these infrastructures within the context of European-funded projects, because as Edouard mentioned earlier today, some of these EC funding are really reserved for the research infrastructures like Euro-BioImaging and France-BioImaging. Okay, but basically, we're part of this ecosystem, but beyond that, what are research infrastructures and why do they matter? And I found a quote from the director of the Austrian bioimaging node. So this is Bobak Bajogli. Perhaps some of you have met him before. And I thought that he said it in a very telling way, so I'm going to use his words. My own experiences have made me acutely aware that many scientists have outstanding research projects but struggle to conduct experiments properly due to a lack of equipment, expertise, or resources at their host institution. On the other hand, I understand that it's not economically feasible for institutions to invest in every expensive equipment that their employees might temporarily need. The most effective solution to this problem is taking advantage of pan-European consortia of research infrastructures that offer access to cutting-edge technologies for all researchers, regardless of their institutional affiliations. And so this is what we are, right? So it means that by modest additional funding for Euro-BioImaging access, the nodes provide a platform of European imaging excellence which is open to all researchers. And on some levels, it's about investment. Each European country invests in its national infrastructure, and then the resources are shared on the international level via the consortia like Euro-BioImaging. And on other levels, it's about collaboration, right? It's about collaborating with the other Euro-BioImaging nodes on the national level. And with all of these core facilities working together, it can really have an impact on science. So let's have a look at what that means. Since Euro-BioImaging operations began, we have received 521 user proposals. Around 60 of those requests were for France-BioImaging. And 50% of the proposals are for transnational access, meaning that researchers request a facility in a different country from their home institute. And this is really making a difference. And I'm going to go through and just share two of my favorite user stories with you, because here you can see how this open access to imaging instrumentation and expertise that these researchers don't have in their home institute has really had an impact on their science and on their career. So the first person I'm going to present to you is Andrew Boyce, and he was a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Calgary in Canada, studying the cell death process with a particular focus on dendritic blebs, when Valentin Nagarel of the Bordeaux Imaging Center came to his university to present super-resolution shadow imaging, or SUSHI. This presentation planted a seed for Andrew. He was really attracted to this approach for his neuroscience research. He tried it out in Canada, but he didn't get the results he was looking for because he didn't have the expert there to help him. And so he applied to the Euro-BioImaging Pilot User Access Fund back in 2021, and his project was selected for funding. Supported by Valentin Nagarel's expertise, Andrew was able to better understand the spreading of focal exotoxic injuries in brain tissue after strokes, and he published his paper in Nature Communications this year. And this project had a big impact on Andrew's career, because when I talked to him back in 2022, he was really interested in developing SUSHI in Canada if he were to have his own lab one day. Another example of how open access to research infrastructures supports excellent science comes from the Brno node in the Czech Republic. Dr. Elena Salisova is an assistant professor at the Aarhus University in the Department of Medicine in Denmark. And she was given the very difficult mission of obtaining 3D reconstructions of the entire mouse embryo in order to revise a paper that was stuck in review. And all of the original data had been lost, and she had a very tight deadline to reproduce the experiment. And she'd never done light sheet microscopy before, and she had no access to it at her home institute. So basically it was a mission impossible for her. But she applied for access at Euro-BioImaging's Advanced Light and Medical Imaging node in Brno, and with the help of the node staff there, and with support from colleagues at the Mazars University, they were able to image full mouse embryos, and she was able to analyze all the data because they also taught her how to use the Amara software. And in the end, they were able to closely observe this SOR-CS2 receptor, identify its role in spinal cord development, and they published their paper in Cell Reports. And on top of that, their amazing imaging work was selected for the cover of the November 2022 edition of Cell Reports. And so when I talked to Elena, she was really emotional because she didn't even think she was going to be able to get the paper published, but then on top of that, she got the cover. So it's a really beautiful story, and we're starting to have a lot of these stories as in our Euro-BioImaging community. So yes, these are two examples of how what we're doing is increasing collaboration, enhancing research on the European level, and by offering open access to biological and biomedical imaging technologies, support from the expert technical staff, and beyond, we are making a difference and having an impact on the careers of researchers one at a time. You are all familiar with the Euro-BioImaging user access procedure, and Edouard mentioned it earlier today. It's a relatively efficient process by which we ensure the excellence of our science, and you should be proud of yourselves. France-BioImaging is extremely successful in getting your users to go through the Euro-BioImaging portal. So pat yourselves on the back, but please keep up the good work, because as Edouard said, this is one of the most important indicators that we are going to be judged on as a research infrastructure. So it's true for you, but it's also true for us on the European level. And Euro-BioImaging Hub, we're going to go through this S3 monitoring early next year, and it's going to be really key that we have these user numbers to present to them and statistics about our users. Okay, I'm going to kind of go through this quickly because, as you know, our turnaround time is relatively quick. So yes, please send your users through the portal. And we also have new resources. If you've ever had users who've complained about not being able to get logged into the LSRI system, we have some videos now to explain how it works. And yeah, if you have any questions and need help, Johanna, Bishop, myself, we are all there to help you. Okay, so I will, yeah, what's in it for you? I think you get it. We talked about that before. I'm going to quickly go through the imaging technologies. I know we're really tight on time, right? Because so imaging technology is one of the fastest developing areas in the scientific instrumentation. And staying on the cutting edge in this dynamic field means that we are constantly working to add new technologies to our portfolio. Currently, there's over 100 technologies in the Euro-BioImaging technology portfolio, and we cover everything from nano to tissue to the organism scale. And part of adding the new technologies to our portfolio is this proof of concept study. We currently have 32 imaging technologies in proof of concept, 15 hosting nodes, of which France-BioImaging, and 20 of these PCS technologies are available through France-BioImaging. So notably this random illumination microscopy and CXCM, but many others obviously as well. So thank you for participating in the PCS, and if any of you are working on technologies that you think should be part of the Euro-BioImaging portfolio, please reach out to my colleague Johanna Bishop or myself, and we can get everything on the rails to go that direction. Image data services. All right, you guys are the experts. I do have some slides from my colleague Asta Matur. She's the image data coordinator at Euro-BioImaging. And I guess basically what I want to say is that the way we organize the image data services at Euro-BioImaging is we have the services at nodes, which you guys are really aware of. We started this as proof of concept study just a year and a half ago. Image data analysis has always been part of an imaging project, of course, but the new thing is that now we're able to offer image data analysis as a standalone service. So if somebody does their microscopy work in another facility, they can come to these 10 nodes from Euro-BioImaging to ask for help. And yeah, so this is a really important service for us, and we try to promote it. We worked with Jean-Yves to get the word out, and we continue to do so. And you guys are super organized. I mean, France-BioImaging has a very good service. The next thing I want to tell you about is the image data services at our hub. And so at the hub team, and this is the work of Asta Matur and her team, we are supporting the development of an ecosystem of fair bioimage data and tools. And we provide coordination, and policy support, as well as guidelines, tools, and direct support for producing fair image data and making it openly available. And I have here just a few examples. So this is how our image data steward, Isabel Kemmer, works with researchers, basically, to help them get their data into a public repository. So this was a story of Katrin Müller, who had over 700 gigabytes of data from light sheet and confocal live cell imaging, and she couldn't publish her paper unless the data was fair, right, freely available. And so Isabel Kemmer from the Euro-BioImaging Hub team helped her get that data onto the BioImage archive, and the BioImage archive team was also very helpful. So this is an example of the kind of things that we're doing at the Euro-BioImaging Hub. And a lot of this work is supported by European projects. So this is kind of an overview of the projects we're involved in to support the data services. And I will just draw your attention to a new tool that was developed within Euro-BioImaging with other partners. This tool is called Batch Convert. The preprint just came out this week. And it's a tool to convert image collections to OME TIFF and OME ZAR using parallelized Nextflow or something. So check it out if this is your domain. This could be a big time saver for you. And finally, one of our roles at the Hub team is to represent the needs and interests of the image data community, so you guys, towards European funding and policy agencies. So we're involved in the EOSC Association and asked as part of one of the task forces as well. We also provide this coordination across the EC projects, and we are coordinating with international community initiatives like Quarablimi. We're working with Global BioImaging, BioImaging North America, and of course you guys are all also part of Noibius, and then soon there'll be Globius, and so it's really exciting and dynamic times for data. And that provides the transition to the EC-funded projects. So Euro-BioImaging has been really successful in getting funding in European projects, and this is kind of an overview of the type of projects and the projects we're involved in, and France-BioImaging is also involved in many of these projects through Euro-BioImaging. So we have the projects that support TNA access for researchers to go visit facilities outside of their home country or outside of their home institution. Then we have the fair data sharing and AI tool projects, and we have the new technology development projects. So hopefully you're all familiar with these, but if you have users and they're working on infectious disease, cancer, or agroecology, there is money on the European level now to support their research projects at your facility. So you need to tell your users about them and encourage them to apply. The call that's open right now until January 4th is cancer. So this supports cancer research. And it's not just access to Euro-BioImaging, so France-BioImaging, but also 28 other nodes. It's also any sort of infrastructure services that might be needed, like mouse models or the biobanking. This is also freely available through these projects. Oh, and this was mentioned earlier already, but this was really a success story. This, if you missed it, this AI Basics just happened in the past 2 weeks, basically. And it was a great collaboration with France-BioImaging, Euro-BioImaging, Israel-BioImaging within the ANARIS project. And just some statistics in case you hadn't seen it yet, but the visibility from this event is fantastic, I think. So there were over 400 registrations for each of these sessions. Okay, the total attendees was a bit less, but the first one had over 200 people, and people really stayed on and listened. So it's I think a real success story for all of us. And just so you see the geographic distribution of the people who attended, that's the world, right? So that's really exciting. Okay, so yeah, just to sum up, these are the opportunities that are for you through Euro-BioImaging, and then I'll quickly walk you through some community building opportunities. I hope you're all aware of our expert groups. We have a wide range of them at Euro-BioImaging. I know France-BioImaging is really present in the plant imaging expert group, and Avant is there with me in communications. But here's sort of an overview of all of the expert groups we have. It's really just a great opportunity to meet with other node staff, right? So please, if you're not already involved, you can sign up here with this QR code. Have a look. Maybe there's something for you. They usually meet once a month at a regular time, and there's no obligation to be present, but it can be a good way to meet new people working on the same topics as you are in other countries. Euro-BioImaging Virtual Pub. Hopefully you know about this event that we host once a week on Fridays at 1 p.m. We usually showcase an imaging approach or image data analysis, a topic that will be of interest to our community. And it's a reoccurring event, so we have a pretty big mailing list at this point too, where we announce the topics 1 week ahead of time. And I think it's really a success for our Euro-BioImaging infrastructure because in 2023, we organized 39 events total, and we had over 2,576 attendees there. So it's really good visibility as well. Definitely consider attending if you don't already, but also why not present your facility or your imaging approach there? It's really a good place to do this. So if you're interested, you can contact me or my colleague Johanna Bischoff or info@eurobioimaging.eu. We'll be really interested in featuring your work. The user forum is another opportunity to present with Euro-BioImaging. The user forum takes place usually twice a year, and this event is topic specific. So our first user forums were dedicated to cancer research. Most recently, we had a user forum called Understanding Plant Biology. And again, France-BioImaging presented there, so that was fantastic. The concept is we have 2 keynote speakers from outside the Euro-BioImaging community, and then we invite our nodes and their users to submit an abstract and present. And the researcher presents in tandem with the core facility staff. So usually it's a 15-minute research presentation, 5-minute core facility. But it's really good visibility and usually a good event. The next one is going to be on image data. Johnny, if this is yours, I didn't have time to put the credit in there yet, but it will before this becomes official. The call for abstracts will come out soon. And just quickly, I want to tell you that we have some really exciting opportunities coming up in 2024. So Euro-BioImaging got some InfraDev funding this year. Our project is called Evolve, and it's funding from the European Commission to strengthen our research infrastructure. And this will launch in mid-2024, but really what it means is that Euro-BioImaging is going to have more resources to organize more events and provide more opportunities for you at the nodes. So here's a very quick overview of what is planned, and you'll be learning more in the coming months because right now we're still just super excited to have the money, and we haven't organized internally yet, but this is what is in store. My colleagues also asked me to talk briefly about global bioimaging, but Jean already took half of what I wanted to say. So global bioimaging, you are all part of global bioimaging through Euro-BioImaging, and of course France-BioImaging is very active in global bioimaging. That's not a problem. It's a wonderful community, and they offer a lot of opportunities to be part of this sort of global network of core facility staff. So they organize an annual exchange of experience conference. This year it was in South Africa. Many from France-BioImaging were there. And they also have these working groups for imaging scientists. So these are their working groups, and I would also encourage you to get involved here if you're interested, because I think that it's a great opportunity to be with the global community. And yes, as John already said, I also encourage you to read this white paper because it's got great recommendations in there, and also some really nice examples of what France-BioImaging is already doing to help core facility staff. All right, I'm on the last slide. So my take-home messages are basically what's in it for you, why Euro-BioImaging, because it's an opportunity for increased international user access with interesting projects and potential for collaboration, because you can benefit from Euro-BioImaging to support data services and fair data. We're all working together on this. Because we can help you increase the visibility of your facilities. There's this European level funding, and also the training and networking opportunities on European and global level. basically through global bioimaging at this point. Yeah. And lastly, here is our hub team. So hopefully some of these faces look familiar to you. But on behalf of the entire Euro-BioImaging hub team, everybody sent their warm wishes and said hello. So that's my message to convey. Thank you very much for your attention. If you're not on our newsletter or part of our expert groups, you can sign up here, and please follow us on social media and stay in touch. Thank you.